Hey there, my name is Doran. Now welcome back to part 2 of this video. So 11 money making flows every single brand must have. Now, as I said, my name is Doran and I help purpose driven brands add an extra 20 to 30% to their month revenue through email marketing. Now, I'm going to go ahead and jump straight into it. So number 6 is the post-purchase flow. Now, the new customer post-purchase flow is all about taking care of your new customers. Essentially, you want to thank them for their purchase and build engagement with them. You also want to nurture these customers and build good relationships with them to ensure that they can essentially purchase again in the future, or potentially even have a post-purchase survey where you can essentially find out exactly why they bought and it's personable things that you can potentially use in the future to segment them even further. Now, use the automation, this automation as well, to kind of build a ton of UGC. So collect a ton of user-generated content and feedback from your first-time buyers in the form of surveys, testimonial requests, incentivized reviews, giveaways, etc. So use the UGC generator to build trust, authority with your audience. Now you can use these UGCs in your paid advertising, social media posts, etc. and for more credibility in the future of specific welcome series or abandoned cart, abandoned checkout series. Now have anywhere from 5 to 10 emails in your new customer post purchase flow. Again, a recommendation. Continue to test and test specific variables for better results, essentially. Now, the purpose of this flow is to thank new customers for their purchase, welcome them into your family, essentially, build trust and authority, build customer loyalty, nurture new customers, essentially. Very simple. Now, the best practices to follow is to ask for a follow on social media, so cross-pollination, and send them to different platforms that you want them to follow you on. Request testimonials, demonstrate how to use the products, cross-sells, upsells, downsell products, and survey requests, and talk about brand values and really give them essentially the future goals of the brand and where you want to go, especially if you have a very purpose-driven brand and mission-based brand, essentially. Now, number 7, customer win-back. The customer win-back flow is sent to essentially win customers back, very simple, who haven't purchased for a while. And usually it's between 30 to 60 days after you get their first initial purchase. So again, it's always easier to retain a customer than to acquire new ones. So you really have to prioritize this flow. Have between 3 to 4 emails in your customer win-back automation, essentially. And the purpose of this flow is to win back previous customers, build relationships, reintroduce new customers to your brand, or potentially reintroduce some new products so that way you can be really excited and increase lifetime value. Now, the best practices for this flow essentially is to have essentially offer something as an incentive because they haven't purchased for a while. So again, really reeling them back in with a new offer is great. Showcase new products, bestsellers, provide social proof, talk about recent brand changes if you have any, and add urgency. But in this case, try not to be too salesy or pushy because again, you want to. Now, number 8, repeat purchase. Now, the repeat purchase flow is triggered when someone buys from you a second time. So these purchases are going to be your most loyal audience, so you should really treat them with the utmost care. Now, instead of sending them the same email as you did with the first time buyers, you should send a different series of emails to your second time buyers. So again, really filtering those out so that way you can send more personalized emails, and have between 3 to 5 emails in your repeat purchase automation. The purpose of this flow essentially is to take care of your repeat purchases, build customer loyalty and engagement on social media, acquire testimonials, social proof, and collect insightful feedback and brand information. And the feedback aspect is really critical, so that way you can really post that as more kind of social proof for future emails. So best practice to follow: social call to action. So again, cross-pollination, send to different platforms, and send content-related emails, collect feedback from your customers, talk about your brand, cross-sell items. So number 9, the VIP flow. Now, the VIP flow is created to reward your best customers. Now, these customers include those who have spent a specific amount, so your higher average order value customers. So that would vary depending on the brand, depending on what product you sell. So you're really upper echelon customers. Now it's really perfect for showcasing your appreciation to them, essentially making them want to repeat purchase again. And have between 1 to 3 emails in your VIP automations. Essentially, the purpose of this flow is to increase the customer lifetime value, sell more to existing customers, showcase appreciation, and make them feel special. So they essentially are privy to a ton of new offers, and they will be the first ones to receive specific products or new launches. So they'll have first initial access to anything that is new, essentially. And so the best practices to follow. So in this case, you would offer much greater incentives to your VIP, so like 20, 25, 30% off, essentially. Showcase your best-selling products, provide the benefits of being a VIP, so making those things very, very clear so they know exactly what they receive. Essentially, provide early access to new product releases. Now, number 10, sunset unengaged. Now, the sunset unengaged flow is triggered when a subscriber hasn't been interacting with your emails for weeks or months. Now, this series are sent out essentially to re-engage the customers who are not engaging with your brand. Now, if this audience still does not engage with your emails after this flow, automatically suppress them from your emails and really clean them, because you do not want to send to people who are kind of perpetually not opening your emails. It's going to hurt your email health. Now, have anywhere from 3 to 4 emails in your sunset unengaged flows, so that way you can continue to try again. And the purpose of this flow again is to re-engage unengaged customers. Now, the best practices for this flow is to reintroduce them to your new brand, its values, etc., and really help them understand exactly what they're in for. Ask them to fill out a survey to improve their experience. Ask them to update their preferences, to receive personalized emails, and talk about any recent brand changes. Number 11, now this is the very last one. Now, this is called the back in stock flow. Now, this is one of the most effective cash flow generating automation sequences. Now, this flow is triggered when a out of stock product is back in stock, reminding the customers to get the product they were waiting for, essentially. Now, especially this flow performs well because subscribers are waiting for that specific product. So if you run out of stock for a product and you know there's a list waiting for it specifically, you can potentially even increase the prices because there's limited units, and you can really sell to that specific audience. Now, have between 3 to 4 emails in your back in stock automations, and the purpose of this flow is to remind customers essentially that the product is back and to recover any potential lost sales. Now, the best practices for this flow is to add heavy urgency, because obviously if this continuously goes out of stock, that means it's a very, very much high in demand product. So it's basic supply and demand. If there's a lot of demand for this product, cut supply, so that way essentially you can charge more. Provide a ton of social proof, offer an incentive, that's if necessary, but most of the time it's not going to be so necessary. Add a heavy scarcity kind of tactic, so that way they can purchase much faster. Answer any FAQs questions about the product, so if there's any really thought-provoking questions you have, go ahead and answer them, so that way there's less barrier for them to purchase. Add FOMO, so they essentially don't miss out on the product again. And that's it. Now, thank you so much for watching this video. Once again, this is a very high level view of what you should be implementing for your automated flows. Now, of course, there's much more detailed and ways to optimize all of these flows essentially, and to really eke out every single penny from them. So of course, I would love to go into detail, but I want to keep this video as short as possible. Now, again, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know, and I do hope you found value in this video, so feel free to let me know. And again, thank you so much. Take care.